I'm here in the Pokemon universe. If you watch my channel, you know that I have this little device that lets me travel literally into the Pokemon world. It's very scientific. I've come to a forest just on the outskirts of Rhyme City, the city we see featured in the Detective Pikachu trailer. I've come to look at some ruins, and it's weird that they're here at all because, according to my research, castles wouldn't have existed in the Pokemon world at all. Let me explain why. First of all, let's talk about why castles were built in the real world, where I assume you're watching from right now. There was a time where if you were worried about someone coming to kill you, you could build a castle, go inside, close the door, and you were pretty much safe forever. I mean, no castle was completely impenetrable. You could try and climb over it or dig under it, but that was time consuming and difficult considering there would be someone on top of the wall throwing stuff down onto your head. Now, thought I heard something. Never mind. Now over time they began to refine which castles worked best, but as architecture moved forward, so too did weaponry. Eventually there was gunpowder. Now without sounding too scientific, gunpowder and castles aren't friends. With the rise of cannons, castles kinda stopped being built. It didn't make sense to spend a huge amount of time building a stronghold when you knew your enemy already had a weapon that could knock it down in just a few days. Now other types of castles got built that could resist cannon fire, and some people built castles still just because they thought they looked good, but eventually castles just stopped being a thing. But what's that got to do with the Pokemon world? Well, imagine it's medieval times in the Pokemon world. I'm a king and I'm worried that someone's gonna come and kill me. I can just build a castle, right? They haven't invented cannons yet. Well, no they haven't, but my enemy has something stronger than cannons. Pokemon. Remember, in the real world, castles were only built because there was no weapon that could destroy them. As soon as there was one, they kind of stopped building them altogether. Now in the Pokemon world, because of Pokemon, castles would never have been useful. We know that even before the invention of Pokeballs, people were training and fighting alongside Pokemon, so why would you bother building a huge stronghold when you knew your enemy could jump on a Pidgeot and fly over it, or jump on a Rhydon and drill straight through it? What's interesting here isn't so much the fact that castles didn't exist, but what that means for society long term. See, in the real world there was this arms race of making castles, then making cannons, then making different castles, then making bigger cannons. It went on for hundreds of years. Now it didn't end in world peace, but when people started to realize you couldn't just shoot your enemy with a cannon or hide in a castle, diplomacy started to flourish. Countries started to work together a little bit more. Now in the Pokemon world they didn't have castles, so this 100-year arms race would have been skipped over completely. They would have reached that diplomacy stage much earlier than us. What other stuff did they skip over? Why bother inventing a boat for sea exploration when you can just hop on the back of a Lapras? With this stuff in mind, it's really easy to understand how their world is so much more advanced than ours. Now that's all well and good, but the fact is this is the Pokemon world and this is the ruins of a castle. Now I don't know who built it or what they were trying to hide from, but the noises I keep hearing are kind of making me think that I shouldn't be here. Okay, well, so I teleported out of there just in time. Thank you for watching. Check out my friend Kurt. He helped me out a lot making this video. He goes into the Pokemon world quite a bit as well. He only has a couple of hundred views. It's crazy. Go check him out. Thanks for watching. That was a close one.